This joint was tweaking earlier, man. They was bitching on TikTok because I tried to drive and film, I guess. Hmm. This is real? Okay, so according to this right here, Giannis is on his way back from the States and ready for a trade to Miami or Boston. At this very hour, the Milwaukee Bucks are moving closer and closer to a trade resolution for Giannis. He is on his way from the States as of right now, and he's ready for a trade. So he's prepared to move on. That is very interesting as far as the updates. But apparently the alleged holdback in this deal is the fact that Boston has to part ways with second round pick Hugo Gonzalez. Listen, I get it. Some teams don't want to give up on what could be the next Jokic, what could be the next Ginobili, the next Parker, the next Draymond Green or whatever. But this is Giannis Antetokounmpo, a 31, 32-year-old Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? You don't want to give up on that. I get it, but at the same time, Giannis is still a top 10 player in this league. You could argue top 5 player in this league. But let that motherfucker go. That's just my personal opinion, man. Let the Gonzalez guy go. You can draft another Hugo Gonzalez, bro. You can draft another one of those guys. Make another Hove. It's not that big of a deal. I think that there is no way. Because obviously, earlier, Miami was the front runner. Miami had the players, Miami had the picks. There's a rumored four-team deal. If the Bucks, all the Bucks have to do is just agree. There's a four-team trade that was on the table where the Bucks would get a majority of the Heat players and maybe Isaiah Stewart from Detroit. Detroit would get Tyler Hero. You know, the Heat would get Giannis, Portis, and I believe it was Karis LeVert, which are good pieces to go alongside Bam Adebayo. And then LA, oh yeah, Detroit would also get Jake LaRavia too. Jake LaRavia and Tyler Hero. And the Lakers would get Miles Turner. I forgot the other player they were supposed to get, but that's the four-team deal that's rumored. That's only if Milwaukee agrees. But now you got a situation where you know, on the other side, you got a deal with um Boston that's on the table where Milwaukee would acquire Jalen Brown, Hugo Gonzalez, and multiple first round picks. Milwaukee originally wanted to flip Jalen Brown after they acquired him. But now they had a change of heart and they changed their mind. Now they want to build a team for Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown wants his own team. Me personally, I ain't gonna hold you. I would never break up Brown and Tatum. If I was the GM of Boston, they would be viewed as untouchable. I'm like, shit. If Giannis wants to come over to Boston and play with Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, that ain't no problem. We'll get rid of our whole entire team. We'll do some signing trades. We'll re-sign people. We'll do everything in the world to make sure that this happens. We'll do everything. And it seems like y'all notice that we waiting. It's like Y2K all over again. It's just like these guys. I predicted that this trade wouldn't be done until around the time of the draft, closer to the time of the draft, probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. That was my guess as far as like how long things would take for this shit to be done because obviously these guys are mulling two different offers from two different teams. We know Boston and Miami are the front runners. Who's gonna win the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes? We don't know. As far as I'm concerned, obviously the Boston deal is the best, in my personal opinion. Even though the four-team deal, my team, the Detroit Pistons, you know what I'm saying, my squad gets Tyler Hero and Jake LaRavia in this scenario. So I would want the other trade to win that can help my team. But at the same time, though, in my personal opinion, I think Boston should take the easier. No, I think Milwaukee should take the easier deal to where they acquire Brown and Gonzalez and multiple first round picks. My thing is, how many picks are there? And are they going to get picks from some other team? I think that's the thing that's probably being discussed at this point. Because right now, I got my Twitter notifications on right now. Just trying to see. I just went live with you guys just to see like if it will happen while we're live. I'm praying on it. Meanwhile, we could check back and look at other stories while we wait. I'm not going to be on that long, maybe another hour with y'all. So, they have expiring contracts in Milwaukee. Yeah, yeah, that could be a possibility. And then they wanted to package Turner with Antetokounmpo. So that's why this could be a multi-team deal. And then Kyle Kuzma, you know what I'm saying? He's been rumored to be being a part of this trade as well. So it might not be exactly, you know, it might not just be Boston and Milwaukee. It could be other teams in that deal. But from what I understand, it's just an even swap right now. But it's just been no word ever since maybe about. I thought the trade was closer to being done much earlier today because we kept hearing things. But I think now that things have slowed down and quiet down, I think there's a possibility that it's very close to happening since it's gotten a lot quieter out here. So let's talk about other things right now, and we'll get back to this Giannis shit. But before we do that, right? So Jalen Brown, if Jalen Brown doesn't get traded, they need to get low salary cap team to get expired contracts in the trade. Who you talking about, Milwaukee or Boston? Because obviously, Giannis and Jalen Brown make around the same amount of money per year. They're both getting a shit ton of money. Three team or four team. The three team or four team is the other deal that's being discussed. That's for Giannis to go to the Miami Heat. I'm not sure if there is Mm. Okay, so shout out to Kelly Iko for saying this and reporting this, right? So right now, there it says right here, there's an increasing sense that not only Jalen Brown is open to the idea of leaving Boston and playing in Milwaukee, but a resolution within the next 48 hours is preferred. This is what Jalen Brown just said. Yes, Jalen Brown wants his own team. It's been documented that this guy wants his own team. This guy wants to be like Tracy McGrady. You remember when they broke up T Mac and Vince? That's what this reminds me of. And every great duo gets broken up. You notice that? Like Jordan Pippen break up, Kobe and Shaq broke up. You know what I'm saying? And then, Tatum and Brown was the rare occasion where two franchise players were drafted to the same franchise and won a championship together. Yeah, man. I get that, but they still broke up what could have been a great thing, which could have been a great duo. But I think T Mac knew that Vince's stock was much higher than his, so he had to go to Orlando and do his own thing. And that was crazy because, damn, man, what if Grant Hill was healthy? They would have got out the first round if Grant Hill was like actually 100% around that time. But man, this is getting crazy. I think that the Celtics are going to win this thing. I think the Celtics are going to, you know, acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo. They don't want to give up Hugo Gonzalez, which is ridiculous. I'd be like, sign me up. Giannis and Tatum, and then you don't have to give up nothing else. You get to keep Peyton Pritchard. I understand that they're trying to they should trade Tatum and keep Brown. Well, that's not gonna happen. I prefer they keep both of those guys, in my personal opinion. I wouldn't trade Tatum or Brown if it was me. But Brown, ego, he wants to be the number one guy. He wants to be the man. Okay, we'll let him be the man on Milwaukee. Let's see how far he goes. Mm, yeah, that's interesting. Like, dude would rather play for Milwaukee than Boston. Can y'all believe Philadelphia broke this shit up, bro? The process, really, the process really broke this team up, man. And not to mention, of course, ego. I wouldn't call it Kyrie Irving shit, but yeah, there was a lot of egos going on. It was literally like the Kyrie Irving situation was like a different thing, but worse, but much worse than KD to the Nets. There's something else coming up. What is it? Because I am getting notifications from a lot of the big wigs that's in the sports media and shit. I think he's going to Miami. I don't know. I don't know, man. It seems like the Boston Celtics have jumped. The Boston Celtics have jumped the Miami Heat as the front runner now. Because you got to think about it. Yeah, I understand. Do you think we get the Giannis news tonight? No. Unfortunately, I don't think so. I'd be shocked if we got it tonight. Real shit. I think that it could be closer to the draft. Like, I would say 6:30 tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised at the 25th hour, like you get some random shit at 4:30 a.m. talking about Giannis got traded. That has happened before. You know when it's Christmas Eve and then you just fall asleep and then it's like 7:30 and it's Christmas just like that. It could be one of those situations. But if Giannis gets traded tonight, I'd be shocked. It's got to be Boston. Bucks are not going to let their superstar go for a bag of chips and a banana. I mean, to be honest with you, what Miami is offering is not that bad, to be honest. They're offering what? 4 or 5 players, the 2 first round picks this year, and then yeah, I think it's like 4 or 5 players, 2 first round picks this year, and other picks to be announced. I think that's what Milwaukee's getting in return. And then obviously Detroit's involved and the Los Angeles Lakers are involved. I don't think it's going to be a bag of chips and a banana. There's something. Look for the claw to the Heat. Yeah, the Heat said that if they lose out on the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes, then they're going to go after Kawhi Leonard. Even though I don't think that Steve Ballmer wants to come up off of Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, because of that aspiration shit. Bam and Hero are gone. No, they're going to keep Bam. As crazy as it sounds, they're going to keep Bam. Hero, I'd be shocked if Bam got traded. I'd be shocked if they let Bam go. I doubt that Bam is gone, in my personal opinion. I'd be shocked if Bam Adebayo got traded. But I don't see that happening. Hero's definitely out. They are putting Bam up. Can't keep Bam with Giannis. Why not? Bam plays the 5. Giannis plays the 4. It's that simple. Yeah, right. Bam's not going nowhere. No, not at all. All right, let's talk about other things. Let's see. Let me refresh Twitter because I got banned for claw. Would I do it? Yeah. Did you hear about Rockets open to trading KD and Shingun? Yeah, because KD don't like nobody on Houston. He don't like his teammates. His fucking burner account leaked. He hates those dudes. And Shingun is seen as a cone on defense and labeled as soft. So yeah, they're looking to trade. My fucking Rockets, I'm so pissed. Yeah, that's just very unfortunate. Yeah, I know. He thinks he's a diva. He's a diva, bro. Like Kevin Durant thinks he's better than what he actually is. Kevin Durant is a 2-time champion. Kevin Durant is a 2-time finals MVP. But those don't hold the same weight as other championships and finals MVPs. He's arrogant. I want to keep Shingun. He's our only offense. I understand that. I like Shingun. Not when you team bounce. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like his accomplishments don't hold the same weight as others that have remained on one franchise. Who's my favorite player of all time? Kobe. Yeah, Kevin Durant bounces everywhere. That's true. That's true. I mean, what would be the next location that Kevin Durant could alienate his teammates from? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like where would KD go? Like nobody likes this guy. He sold out Russell Westbrook to the NBA. Yeah, a lot of people do not like Kevin Durant. And I see why. I understand why. Exactly. I mean, ooh, nah, that ain't gonna work. Trey Young got the bag. Yeah, I mean, think about it. If you were Washington, I would pay Trey Young 212 million too because a top 40 player scored 83 points on us. I'd take any former All-Star right now. A shitty, decrepit franchise as like the fucking Wizards, who haven't won a title since 1978. I'd take Trey Young too for 212 million. Trey Young for somebody else is fucking stupid to pay him 212 million. Washington, ooh, that's not bad. If you were Philly, would you trade KD for BJ Edgecombe? Absolutely not. Fuck no. I'm not trading a 1 year rental for a guy that I can a guy that's gonna go into his potential. Hell no. No. Philly would be dumb. Philly's already knee deep in fucked up salary and fucked up contracts. You want to add up a team obliterator like KD? Kevin Durant is what people think Terrell Owens was. That's what Kevin Durant is. Would I trade Embiid for Bam? Absolutely not. No. Do I think Harden leaves Cleveland? Hey, Harden, hey, one thing I can say about Harden is he holds the cards. He has all the power. He could opt out of his contract right now. Harden is too unpredictable. Harden's too unpredictable. I think Harden should stay. Fuck it, why not? He ain't got nothing else to do. I think Cleveland's just going to run it back with that group. But the problem is the other teams that are surrounding Cleveland. That's the problem right there. You got to think about the Eastern Conference next year. Atlanta's going to be better. Atlanta got a top 10 pick. They just re signed. Oh, let me see. Kevin Durant for Anthony Davis. I mean, I would take it too, due to the fact that AD don't even play 40 fucking games a season. I mean, Kevin Durant was a punk for sitting out all those games in the playoffs, but I'd rather take Kevin Durant than Anthony Davis right now. I think Anthony Davis hurt would have played in that series. Harden to KD, injury prone. I mean, Anthony Davis, you got Anthony Davis has the nerve to want an extension. The nerve of this guy. A guy that can't play 40 fucking games. All right, nigga, prove to me that you can play 60 games back-to-back seasons. Then we'll talk extension. But for right now, get your ass up and play. That would be what I would tell him. And Portland's got the nerve. Well, it was you talking about Davis, right, over the finger injury, or you talking about Durant? Oh, that was I thought that was a shoulder injury that Davis suffered. Oh, I thought it was a shoulder. Back to back plays, right? I remember. Anthony Davis knew the season was over. And then once he got traded to the Wizards, dude was going to sit out the rest of the season. No matter how good he felt. He did the David Robinson. Now the Wizards got the number 1 pick. Me, if I'm Washington, I'm letting Anthony Davis play his way to a contract extension. I'm letting him earn an extension. That's just me. If it was up to me, I'd call it. The Timberwolves are not giving up Jaden McDaniels unless they're getting Giannis Antetokounmpo in return. They're not gonna accept that. Minnesota don't want no old ass KD. Ain't KD like 38, 39? Yes, Isaac, absolutely. The Pacers will be back. Hallie's back. They got Zubac. They got Neesmith still. They got Toppin still. They got still got the core from the 2025 finals team. Indiana will be in that top 5, top 6. The Celtics are okay. So this is an up. We got an update. We got an update on Giannis. I guess this is the fucking Giannis watch then. All right, so according to Chris Haynes, he says that the Celtics are the favorites to trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and a deal should be completed later tonight. Unless a last-minute snag occurs, Giannis appears to be off to Boston. What the details will be, we shall see. Thank you, Apple user. Appreciate the rose. But you got to think about this. This is going to be very interesting. Yeah, it's sad they had a run. They had a run, though. So this is 15 seconds ago. Evan Siddery, who's tapped in. Chris Haynes, who's tapped in. Yeah, yeah. Boston does need a point guard. They're trying, and you know what else they're trying to do? They're trying to trade Derek White to go get Nas Reed. They're trying to do a Derek White for Nas Reed swap. It was originally supposed to be Derek White for Rudy Gobert, but I don't think Minnesota want to give up Gobert. They're not going to keep Derek White. The Timberwolves are going to get Derek White at any cost. They got no point guard. Dante DiVincenzo's not playing next year. They got to get him. They should have Drew Holiday. Portland got Drew Holiday in the chokehold. So they basically saying that the trade will be completed tonight. So based on my prediction, I guess I'm wrong. We just gonna have to wait. I don't know how long I'm gonna be live, so we'll just wait together and see what happens. I don't know. I'm getting anxious for sure. But I don't want to be live and I fall asleep. That's one of the scariest fucking things, man. 4:30 a.m. I'm not gonna be. Hey, I'm addicted to gambling and I can't pay my child support. What should I do? Hit up your homeboys that be successful with them parlays, man. Find your niche. You're one ticket away from paying your child support. No reason the Bucks to get JB. He don't want to be in Milwaukee. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true, Ty. Jaylen Brown is open to the idea of playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. He wants to be the man on his team. He wants to be on the Bucks. Yes, he does. He literally confirmed this a second ago. He wants to be a Buck. He wants to be number one on his own team. That's what this is all about. Jaylen Brown's going to realize that it's not easy being the number one guy. There's no one around him. He wants it that way, apparently. I mean, I like Ryan Rollins. I like Kevin Porter Jr. Are they going to keep Bobby Portis? Are they going to keep Kyle Kuzma? Are they going to keep Miles Turner? Yes, it's unpredictable. I mean, apparently, possibly Hugo Gonzalez goes there with him. You think JB could be traded to the Spurs? Absolutely not. He doesn't want to play on a team where he's going to be second. This is why he wants to trade now. Him going to the Spurs would just fuck his whole plan up. Knicks running it back this season. Running it back where? Get the fuck out of here. New York's not winning another title. Sorry. Sorry. Hate to burst your bubble. New York probably might be a first round exit next year. It's different when you're the hunted and when you're the target. Yeah, Brunson on top right now. He's a top 5 player. I can't knock Brunson for what he did in the finals, but that is considered last year now. It's a new day. It's a new day. New York is not going back to the finals next year. Sorry. It's not happening. I hope you're right, Chris. Pistons my team, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but the Pistons, what they got to do, they got to get all shooters. Starting with Tyler Hero, right? There's free agents. There's Kobe White. There's Anthony Simons. There's Norman Powell. Detroit got to get all them motherfuckers. This team won 60 games with no offense. They said Tyler Hero and Trey Murphy. You know who I heard is one of the favorites to get Trey Murphy? Boston. Jokic would never leave Denver. Stop it. Y'all trolling at this point. I'm a Celtics fan and I don't want Giannis. I mean, unfortunately, it's looking like a reality for you. I would never trade Tatum or Brown if I was a Boston Celtics fan or a GM. I'm sure you do. But unfortunately, Jaylen Brown's ego is about to get the best of him. Yeah, man. The Pistons got to let Tobias Harris go. Lord forbid, I understand, but Jalen Duren got to get the hell on too. I'd trade Duren for Murphy straight up and not give a fuck either. Zero fucks. I fucking start Paul Reed. Paul Reed was balling. I know that Jaylen Brown carried Boston. Yeah? Well, he's going to go and carry Milwaukee. He's about to go carry Milwaukee now. Yeah, they keep saying Duren's only 22. No. I don't give a fuck. He sold in an all-star year. He went from putting up 20 and 10 to like 10 and 6. The nigga went from Prime Dwight to Angel Reese. I hope they bet not. You know what I think that they should do? They should let a team. You know what they should do? They should let a team bid for him and then match the offer. They should not give him the max. Absolutely not. No. And even if, fuck all that. I'm trading Jalen Duren for Trey Murphy right now. Not even joking. I trade Duren for Murphy. Straight up, just like that. No picks, no nothing. Yeah, and they keep trying to say that they're going to trade Stu. That's weird. I wouldn't trade Isaiah Stewart. We need that enforcer on that team. He's our soul. He's the soul of the team. I wouldn't trade Stu. But it seems like he's gone. Or he's going to be gone. I don't want him gone. But it seems like all signs are pointing to that happening. Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, we're going to have to get rid of him in order to get some of these guys that are out here. Like I said, I was pissed off when CJ McCollum re-signed with Atlanta. That shit pissed me off. I wanted CJ McCollum in Detroit. He would have been perfect in the backcourt with Cade. He would have been perfect. That's the perfect guy that they need that could just score. Simply just flat out score. Detroit needs 3, 4 guys that could just flat out score. Once they do that, I truly believe that, Detroit can win 63, 64 games next year and run the table. No, he won't be a respectable shooter, but maybe he could get a mid-range jumper or something. But no, neither. I mean, I think Amin Thompson could be a respectable shooter. I think Amin Thompson will be a respectable shooter one day, but Asar, absolutely not. And I mean a hell no. I like Asar, but as they've been saying, Duran and Asar have not reached any agreements on a contract. Hot here. Shit. But yeah, man, I don't think that Asar Thompson will develop like the jump shot that people want. But he'll be fine though. He could get a mid range. But yeah, we're on Giannis watch. I mean, Chris Haynes said that the deal will be completed tonight. We'll see. It seems like Miami didn't come up with enough to entice the Bucks to make the trade. So Giannis may become a Celtic, y'all. I mean, listen, man, I'm not these GMs. I would never make this trade. I would never trade Brown and Tatum. I try to get Giannis there with Brown and Tatum still there. I'd be greedy with it. I'd be Red R back with the shit. You feel me? Like, I'd get greedy on them. It's like, fuck that. We're going to lock the East up. Yeah. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's ego has gotten out of control. He gonna learn, though. He's definitely gonna learn. He gonna know what it's like to play with, to grow and to be the number one guy. He gonna know the pressure, and he gonna know the pain. Dude's gonna learn, and he's gonna learn very, very quick that this shit is not a fucking game. For those that are watching on YouTube, I'm on TikTok. That's where the comments mostly going here. YouTube, y'all niggas boring. Got it jumping over here on TikTok. Let's see what else is going on, like I've been trying to do for a while. I mean, a lot of people had a lot of comments. Diawara re-signed with New York. Good pick, good keep. Diawara was good during the regular season. He didn't get that much clock in the playoffs, but once he got out there, a lot of potential there. So they're saying that the Heat is going to chase Kawhi Leonard. I don't think they'll be able to do it, man. The Miami Heat have become the new New York Knicks. They always talking about, ooh, this big talented motherfucker is coming to goddamn Miami, and they just never do it. I mean, Kawhi can retire now. He'll be a Hall of Famer. It's automatic. Kawhi don't care. You're right. But at the same time, I don't think Miami's gonna get him. I'm not gonna front. Pat Riley don't got the sauce no more, man. Pat Riley do not got the juice no more. He don't got it no more. Trading for Giannis is a mistake. Hey man, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't personally do it. These motherfuckers is doing it. I wouldn't do it. What would you have given up? Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, and maybe, I don't know, you would have had to give up too much. I agree with that. Yeah, that's true. But last year was the first time that dude missed the playoffs in a long time since he was a rookie. Yes, he has been injured. That's very true. But Boston wants him. We can't change their minds. They are hell bent on getting this guy. And he's been dealing with a lot of lower leg injuries, which could slow down a person that is known for attacking the basket. Giannis has to develop a jump shot. He's got to develop. I was disappointed with the lack of it. I mean, at least they made it to the conference finals. I know they didn't win a game. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was kind of weird. It seems like New York had it easy going to the playoffs. That's why I don't believe that New York's going to repeat. Do y'all believe it's been 8 years, 8 seasons since there's been a repeat champion? Can y'all believe that? It's a lot of parity going on. It's no dynasties, it's no repeaters, with the exception of Golden State in 2022 and 2018. What do I think the Cavs need to do in the offseason? That's a very good question. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. That's a very good question. I personally think their best option is to run it back with the roster that they have. Unless you want to trade Donovan Mitchell. It's time for LeBron to retire. Dude's been out of here. You're never going to run. They're never going to win a championship ever again. I thought we were stupid for trading Garland for Harden. I think either way, y'all would have been fucked. Garland had a lot of injuries, even though Garland did look good on LA, and Harden looked lackluster. Yeah, just because LeBron is breaking all these records don't make you the greatest to do every fucking thing. You're not the greatest scorer. You're not the greatest passer. You're not the greatest rebounder. And then these same people want to talk about They want to talk about the good records that he broke, but don't want to talk about the bad ones, like 5,000 turnovers. They don't want to bring that up. When LeBron's been a turnover machine his entire career. Nobody brings that up, though. Nobody brings that up. And then LeBron got the nerve to want the max from LA. Nigga, you're 43. And that's been LeBron's problem. That's been LeBron's problem his entire career. The inability to sacrifice his ego for the greater good. This is why he's 4-6 in the finals instead of 6-4. And he's talking about, oh, I sacrificed my ego to play third string to Reeves and Luka and woo, 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 woo. How far did that get you? How far did that get you? It didn't get you no ring. Yeah, that's right. That's true. I do respect Brunson way more than I respect LeBron. I'm saying though, like, dude, you know LeBron made $52.6 million last year? That's a lot of money for it. That is got to be the highest paid third option in the history of the game. That's that Chandler Parsons shit right there. Like, dude does not deserve $52 million at the age of 43. I don't care if he averaged a triple-double. He still doesn't do it. Nah, it's worse than Tobias. It's worse than that. Hey, that Tobias money is off the books now. Either Tobias takes a pay cut or he could go to hell. He's easily replaceable. That first round, he looked great, but they were playing Orlando. Once it got to Cleveland, Tobias disappeared. Can you believe that Max Strus was clamping this motherfucker, bro? That series just makes me so fucking mad when I think about it again. But Bron, you know, he can't go to Golden State because they're going to offer him the mid-league exception. He doesn't want that. LA, I don't know what they're offering him. They haven't even discussed anything. LeBron's best bet is to retire. Let the game go. Pass the torch to the young generation. It's no longer your league. It's Shea and Wemby's league now. It's been over. Let it go. Him, KD, they need to retire. They both need to go. Tired of seeing them. It's new blood. It's. I always say this. It's young nigga time. It's young nigga time. Look at the last few finals. It's been young cats. When has a bunch of old geezers went to the finals? When was the last time? We could go through this. We could go through each champion if you like. When has a group of old geezers? You remember when Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden all teamed up and they still lost? And Paul George too. Yeah, but the 2008 Celtics, I think Paul Pierce was still in his prime. Ray Allen was still solid. And KG was solid, though. They didn't become old geezers until 2011, 2012-ish. They didn't become old until a little bit later, till 2010, after 2010. So I wouldn't count the Celtics in this. The Celtics, you got to realize something. Ray Allen was on a lottery team. Paul Pierce was on a lottery team. Kevin Garnett was on a lottery team. The year before they joined together. You got to factor that in too. It's not like they were playoff teams and then they decided to team up. No, their teams were trash. 2011 Mavs, I mean, Jason Kidd was old. But JJ Barea was balling. Dirk Nowitzki was solid. I think he was still 30, 31 years old. Caron Butler didn't get to play in the finals. Jason Terry was still solid. Yeah, that was funny. Barea, Jason Kidd, Deshaun Stevenson, Sean Marion. I think that this is the difference. And then, LeBron fucked up Dwayne Wade's finals MVP because D Wade was cooking. Chris Bosh was going crazy. But I just simply think that the Mavericks just had better team defense. I think they just operated much better as a team. And Carlisle was coaching them well. And then they were disguising their defenses every possession. They were changing the defensive set every possession. Wade and LeBron were confused. But we could, like I said, the last 8-9 champions, I mean, you could say the 2022 Warriors, but maybe because Clay was past his prime. I'm not going to lie, that 2022 Warriors team cannot beat anybody. They can't beat a goddamn all-time great championship team. They were probably one of the worst championship teams to win it. Steph Curry took that team and won. Clay wasn't old Clay. This is Clay coming off of back-to-back knee surgeries. Jordan Poole was young. Draymond Green was washed. And so much so that he was a liability in the series. They had to bench him during the clutch. Andrew Wiggins played out of his mind. He never played like that again. That 2022 Warriors team was ass. And they beat Boston. They beat Tatum and Brown. That's a hell of an accomplishment. That's why I would put a Steph Curry above LeBron all the time. Like, LeBron ain't never won with a team like that. He went to the finals with a team like that, but he ain't never won with like an Andrew Wiggins as a second option. Again, this is why team chemistry matters over superstars in some cases. You don't need a bunch of superstars to win a title. You need one superstar, one all-star, and a bunch of role players. Steph was the superstar. Yeah, that's fair. That's real. That's real. Yeah, Chef Curry, man. Yeah, Steph Curry don't get the respect he deserves. And you notice Steph Curry don't get no calls. Every time he drives to the basket, that motherfucker get pummeled. He don't get the same calls as the other superstars. Y'all notice that, right? And he still got 4 championships. Still beat LeBron in 3 out of 4 finals. No, I'm not. I'm talking about from the referees, not respect as far as all-time greats. I'm talking about as far as the refs. They don't call shit for Steph Curry. Watch a Warriors game. You'll see what I'm talking about. Dude be driving to the basket, getting knocked around and shit, does not get no calls. You don't get the same calls as Shea, like Wemby, like Harden, like Dame Lillard, like Trae Young. You don't get those same calls. LeBron fops a lot. Yeah. Yeah, man. And people deny that he does. That's the weird shit about it. The draft's tomorrow. Can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to I got 60 videos on the way. Y'all got to stay locked in. I got 60 videos coming. The first round, I'm gonna do 30 videos on the first round, and I'm gonna do 30 videos of my draft grades. So that's gonna be fucking exciting. I can't wait. Let me see. Trey Young, Boozer or Peterson? I mean, hey man, you can't go wrong with either one, especially if you're Washington. Washington is lucky to have what they have right now. They went from getting 83 points dropped onto them to having Trey Young, Anthony Davis, and possibly Peterson, Boozer, or DeBonsa. So Washington should be thankful. They're blessed. No, Trey Young signed a 4-year, $212 million extension today. Trey's not going nowhere. Where do I think Giannis is going? Giannis is going to Boston. Giannis is going to Boston. It seems to be confirmed by Chris Haynes. That was the most recent report right now. Boston's the front runner. Miami has dropped off the face of the earth. The reason why is because Giannis wouldn't commit to a long-term extension in Miami. That's why the Miami Heat might have lost out on getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. Him and Bam would overlap the paint anyway. I mean, I think it could have worked out as a great defensive front court. I mean, there has been, the Twin Towers worked. You know what I'm saying? They could have made that work. Y'all see the Mavericks got Michigan's head coach? That was wild. I was not expecting that. That came out of nowhere. I don't know about that. I think they would have made it work. Where do y'all think that, yo, man, Jason Kidd is still out there as a head coach? Like, what do y'all think that, where do you think he should coach, man? Yo, I think that the Washington Wizards need to go ahead and get Jason Kidd as the head coach. I wouldn't, I don't know about Brian Keefe, man. I would fire him. I'm not going to front. Then you got Jaylen Brown talking. Do I like JB for Detroit? Now, I would love Jaylen Brown in Detroit. Shit, him and Cade. Oh man, only in my motherfucking dreams. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, bro. I'd love it, but no. Jaylen Brown wants to be number one, and that's it. He's not gonna be number two to Cade Cunningham. JB wants his own legacy without Jason Tatum in it. And he's going to fuck around and find out that that is not a good idea. I fuck with Bickerstaff. He changed the culture in Detroit. JB Bickerstaff has been robbed of Coach of the Year back-to-back years. They really gave it to Joe Mazzulla, bitch ass. Really? This motherfucker got robbed the year before. Went from 14 wins to 44 wins to 60 wins. They out of their motherfucking mind. Bickerstaff was really third place in votes. They really need to change the voters. They need to quiz whoever the fuck is voting every year. I don't know how. Oh shit. Uh-oh. We got a new report, y'all. Something done came in. Let's see what's happening. Something done happened, y'all. Minnesota is sending Julius Randle and the number 28 pick in the draft to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade that sends Nicholas Claxton to the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves will acquire Brooklyn's number 33 pick for Randle and number 28. Wow. That's what's up. Hey, you know what? Y'all know what's so funny? I was talking to my cousin earlier about getting rid of Randle. They needed to. Yeah. Yeah. I was literally just talking about Julius Randle earlier today. So the Brooklyn Nets get Julius Randle. Hey, Julius Randle back to New York. Do y'all think that Randle stays in Brooklyn? I mean, Julius Randle was atrocious in the playoffs. To be honest, he's right where he belongs. But hey, think about this though. Brooklyn does have a lottery pick. They do have Michael Porter Jr. So Julius Randle's back in New York. That's what's up. I don't know. They're better than what they were because Chicago is acquiring Claxton with cap space. The trade cannot be finalized until July 6th. So July 6th, this is it. Safe to say the Knicks won the Cat and Julius Randle trade. That's funny. Wow. Brooklyn Nets? That's interesting. You know, it just depends on who the Nets pick. The Nets could fight for the 10th spot in the play-in. What y'all think? Michael Porter Jr., hey. It's going to be so much. Yo, they're going to be the worst team in assists next year. Julius Randle and Michael Porter Jr. could chuck up 35 shots per game together now. Nick Claxton, that's what the Bulls needed. That's a good pickup. I like that pickup for Chicago. They replaced Nikola Vucevic. That's a big pickup, y'all. Not going to boost. That is a great pickup. Man, Ju Randle a fucking net. That is wild. That is not something that I actually expected. But I like Nick Claxton in Chicago. Now, Chicago just got to round out that roster because there's so many free agents. It might not even be 6-7 players on that team currently right now. So you got what? Giddey, Bucelis, maybe Caleb Wilson, Nick Claxton. Everybody else is damn near a free agent. So you got some building blocks. Chicago's got a lot of players to sign. Damn. They literally traded Julius Randle for a second round pick, bro. That's what's up. Pacers will be back in the mix next year. They'll be a top 6 team in the East. Book it. Long as they got Tyrese Halliburton, they'll be in the mix. We've seen the importance of how important Tyrese Halliburton really is. Yo, man. You know what day I can't wait until? I cannot wait until July the 1st. Get this motherfucker out of here. Listen, Jeremiah Reynolds, you gotta go. Get your motherfucking ass up out of here. That weirdo shit. Goodbye. Blizzard. Yeah, I like Nimhard and Naismith. That's what I'm saying. Like that team, they still got their core from the 2025 finals team. And they added Zubac. They added Ivica Zubac. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, Julius Randle's contract is off the books. They literally traded him to the Nets for a second round pick. That's fucked up. That's all they couldn't wait to dump that salary. That's crazy. They traded him to the Nets. I know Drew Randle's sick to the motherfucker, but I think he might be happy that he's going back to New York. You know, Julius Randle's beloved in New York. That is crazy as hell, boy. Wow. Yo, I am flabbergasted right now. They literally traded Julius Randle for a second round pick. That is hilarious. Wow. Good. Now Jaden McDaniels can take a shot. I think that maybe Minnesota could be trying to jump into the Giannis sweepstakes, or at least trying to be a part of the trade. And I think they did that so that they could get Derek White also, because Minnesota wants Derek White bad. But I think that Derek White going so okay. There are guys that they are targeting. It seems like Minnesota is targeting Derek White, who's their number one option, Trey Murphy, DeJounte Murray, Drew Holiday, and Miles Turner. It is happening, right? But Minnesota just traded Julius Randle, though. Anything could change in the 25th hour. Anything could change in 24 hours, people. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell y'all. Wow. Yes, the draft is the deadline because they need the draft to be a part of the trade, because there are going to be first round picks involved, and first round picks in this year's draft are going to be involved. Yes. I predicted 6:30 tomorrow. Chris Haynes said this shit gonna be completed tonight. That's what he's saying. He seems to be. I mean, obviously, Chris Haynes is a big name in this business. I follow. I get notifications from all of the sports writers. That's how I'm up on shit. I never would have woken up to see Julius Randle be. Now he's gonna be chucking 35 motherfucking shots a game with Michael Porter Jr. The Timberwolves just cleared $36 million of their payroll in this trade. They have a $33 million trade exception and are $50 million below the first apron. Damn. Well, I mean, hey, I wouldn't say that the GM messed up. They did go to back-to-back conference finals with Julius Randle. You got to factor that in. Well, Julius Randle is going to the Brooklyn Nets. They literally flipped Julius Randle for a second round pick. Finessing. Big finessing. That is crazy. People are not. Hey, shout out to the GMs, man. They're not scared to make moves. They're not scared of this Giannis trade. That's what goes to show you that these motherfuckers is not scared, bro. And I respect that. What trade am I talking about? Well, Julius Randle and the number 28th pick. Shams Charania just reported this. No, they're not moving Porter. Minnesota traded Julius Randle and the number 28th pick in the NBA draft to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team trade that sends Nicholas Claxton to the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves will acquire Brooklyn's number 33 overall pick for Randle and the number 28th pick. So they literally traded down to get a second round pick to get rid of Julius Randle's contract. Just because ESPN ain't reporting it doesn't mean that Shams ain't. Shams, I'm looking at Shams' Twitter page right now. I'm tapped into all these sports writers. I get the notifications from Twitter daily. I'm literally on Twitter checking updates right now. Nick Claxton to the Bulls, that's going to be a low-key great move for their future. Because Nick Claxton's a lob threat. Josh Giddey going to be in that triple-double range every game. Bulls ain't going to do shit, but they'll be a fun team to watch next year, especially if they draft Caleb Wilson or maybe they get somebody else. We won't know. I don't think it was a bad trade for either team. I think it was a good trade for both teams. It worked out for both teams. Minnesota went to back-to-back conference finals. And New York won a title. I think that trade worked out for everybody involved, in my personal opinion. But golly, Julius Randle is a Brooklyn Net. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's why they gotta fucking go get Derek White. That's a player that they need and that they want. Remember, Dante DiVincenzo is not playing next year. If he does play next year, it'll be a miracle. So they got to replace him. Yeah, also someone who can't handle Wemby. Rudy couldn't do shit. Are they losing Io? I think that's a part of the reason why they cleared some of this cap space so that they could retain Io Dosumu. But Dosumu, I'm sorry. I don't know why the fuck I keep calling him Dosumu. It's Dosumu. My bad. But y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. Shit. No, they're not. I mean, Io's a free agent though. He's thinking about he's been flirting with the idea of rejoining the Bulls, but I assume that they retain his services. I don't know why the fuck I've been calling that motherfucker Dosumu all these years. It's Dosumu. Yeah, I've been fucking up my whole life. Wow. This then stole the show on Giannis night. Or what is deemed to be Giannis's night. This shit literally has stolen the show for all bad reasons. What are the Nets doing? Listen, man. Remember, I mean, I don't know if you was watching, right? I don't know if you was watching, right? But you know how I said Washington um signing Trey Young to that deal is not a bad idea when you're the Washington Wizards. The Brooklyn Nets suck, okay? They'll take anything. They'll take old scraps. Randall's a former All-Star. And then pairing him with Michael Porter Jr., who's going to take 80 shots a game. Brooklyn Nets, it just depends on I wonder who they're going to take in the draft. That's what I'm thinking. Man, wish you could save lives for more than 30 days. This is a classic live. But however, there will be a copy of this live on YouTube. It's King No Uncensored on YouTube. It's the same shit. Find me on YouTube, fuck with the content, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a copy of this will be on the tube. So I appreciate all these likes. What's the point of the Nets getting Julius Randle? I guess a veteran presence for the young cats. Julius Randle, like it or not, he's been to two Western Conference finals when the West was tough. And then New York, I mean, Brooklyn will take any fucking thing right now. I mean, come on. Brooklyn shouldn't care, right? You expect this from Sacramento, Brooklyn, Washington, sticky shit of the bottom of the barrel type teams. You should expect that. Yeah, a lot of the sports writers are laughing at this trade right now. They're clowning. They funny, man. I mean, the Nets are trying to put it together. I mean, Nick Claxton going to another bad team, but a better bad team. It's a weird trade, but it's funny at the same time. I forgot about Trey Jones, Isaac Okoro. This isn't a bad team. I forgot about Rob Dillingham. I forgot about Noah Asinge. Patrick Williams, man. Talk about flops, bro. Patrick, you bring up the Kings. That's going to be an underrated trade, whoever gets the bonus. Hey, guess who's interested in Sabonis, y'all? How do I feel about Randall on the Nets? Um, it was a salary dump. I mean, I'm sure Randall would be happy to be back in New York, but unhappy at the same time that he's leaving a team he could have won a championship with for a team that's never going to win a championship. It's got to be a fucked up feeling, man. You went to sleep a Timberwolf and woke up a Net. That's like waking up homeless. In my opinion, the Nets shouldn't have fired Steve Nash. Yes, he should have. Steve Nash is the worst coach in NBA history. He was terrible. What about Steve Nash was enticing? You couldn't win with Kyrie and Kevin Durant and James Harden. Get him the fuck out of here. Why hasn't anybody hired this motherfucker for another coaching job? Steve Trash is another Steve Nash was overrated all around. I don't give a fuck if they were all hurt. So Steve Nash should have never got that job. Ever. He should have at least been an assistant coach for 4 or 5 years. You gotta crawl before you walk. JJ Redick shouldn't be a fucking coach. He didn't even coach an elementary school team. This motherfucker just won his first playoff series. And if it wasn't for Kevin Durant being hurt, they would have got eliminated. Fuck Steve Nash. Just fuck Steve Nash all around. As a basketball player, fuck Steve Nash as a staff record label and as a motherfucking crew. If you want to be down with Steve Nash, then fuck you too. My thoughts on Trey getting an extension, that's good for Washington. That is good for Washington. If a contender would have signed Trey Young for 4 years, $212 million, I would think you're smoking crack. But for Washington, this is a good move because they had a top 40 player. They had a top 40 player. Man, fuck Steve Nash. And y'all know why too. I gave y'all a clue of who my favorite player was. He robbed my favorite player of 2 MVPs. Even though one of them MVPs Steve Nash deserved because, the Lakers sucked that year. But he need to go to Mamba grave and give up one of them MVPs ASAP. Fuck Steve Trash. Fuck him. Fuck Steve Trash. But Trey Young, that is good for the Wizards. Lakers should have never fired Vogel. Yeah, they did him dirty. But here's the problem. They fucking traded all of their role players for Russell Westbrook. Per LeBron's request. You traded all of your good role players to get Russell Westbrook. That was LeBron's fault. And when it blew up in their faces, they blamed Westbrook. When it was LeBron that wanted Russell Westbrook. And then they fucked around and won 33 games that season. Hilarious. Jaden McDaniels. That's who the second option is. Bucks should have never traded Drew in that Lillard deal. And then they got rid of Coach Bud. They should have traded Middleton to go get Dame. So how many trades just happened that you know of? Currently right now, Aaron Wiggins was traded to the Atlanta Hawks, which I think is the most underrated deal. And then Julius Randle was traded to the Brooklyn Nets. Nick Claxton was traded to the Chicago Bulls. And then the Minnesota Timberwolves just took the number 33 overall pick. Crazy. An NBA team to Vegas, that's going to happen, though. I think they're bringing a team to Vegas and Seattle in a couple of years. And then either Minnesota or Memphis is going to move to the Eastern Conference. Please let it be Memphis that moves to the Eastern Conference. They're going to make Minnesota move to the Eastern Conference. Fuck! Would you trade KD for Jalen Johnson? Absolutely not. Fuck no. Fuck no. KD is washed. He got to go, man. Tired of this dude. This arrogant, overconfident motherfucker. Where's Area 15 going? I would say that Austin Reeves stays in Los Angeles. Well, you ain't got no hope to move Kevin Durant anywhere. Ooh, if Reeves goes to the Nets, nigga. Because the Nets are willing to offer him 5 years, 178 million. If Reeves goes to the Nets, we got a play-in team, ladies and gentlemen. You got Reeves, got Randall, you got Porter Jr. All they need to do really is just draft a center, or you could draft Mara from Michigan and get it cracking. Ooh, if Reeves goes to the Jazz, we got a play-in team. We got a play-in team, y'all. Then not to mention the number 2 overall pick. That be lit too. The league is gonna be on fire next year. The league's gonna be on fire next year. It's gonna be lit. Yep. 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 Number 2 overall pick's gonna change everything. Can you imagine Keontae George, Darren Peterson, Laurie Marketing, Triple J, Walker Kessler? You ain't getting to the rack. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Reeves is either staying in LA, going to Brooklyn, or going to Brooklyn. If they lose Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic is not gonna stay in LA. He was the number 2 option last year. He'll be the number 2 option this year. Chris Haynes says that Giannis will get traded tonight. He seems to be the only sports reporter that knows that it will be tonight. Okay, so I'm looking at they're saying that Giannis is possibly going. He's close to going to the Celtics. The Celtics are the front runner. It doesn't seem like Miami can come up with a deal that Milwaukee. Oh well, it's gonna be resolved in less than 48 hours. Believe that. That shit gonna be resolved either tonight or before the draft. Because I think that tomorrow's draft picks are gonna be involved. Well, you can't get everything you want when you don't have a no trade clause, buddy. You go where we say you go. Cognac. All right, so we got right now in Minnesota, you got Edwards, Shannon, McDaniels, Reed, and Gobert. I'm hearing that there could be a Reed and Derek White swap. It's going down. It could be possible. Yeah, they're going to go. They're going to try to get Derek White because currently, right now, there's only 7 players, well, 8 players on the roster, and two-way players. There's Edwards, Shannon Jr., McDaniels, Reed, Gobert, DiVincenzo, who's not going to play next year, Julian Phillips, Baron J, Zakarsky. The free agents is Mike Conley, Dosumu, Highland, Anderson, Clark, Ingles, Phillips, and Freeman. Oh, yeah. Because then you know what's going to happen when Anthony Edwards leaves, right? He's going to fuck around and win the championship. If I was the San Antonio Spurs, in my mock draft, what's the kid's name? Let me find out. I got you. I got you, dog. I got you on that question that you had. I would draft the kid from Iowa, Bennett Sturts. Bennett Sturts. That's who I would draft if I was San Antonio. Bennett Sturts. Another guard that could come off the bench with Dylan Harper that lights shit up. And Carter Bryant could be that three off the bench. Yep, exactly. Anthony Edwards leaves Minnesota, he's going to win a title. That's exactly what the fuck's going to happen. Um, well, you know what they should do? They should start uh they should start Fox and then during crunch time play Harper. That's what the Spurs should do. No matter what type of team the New York Knicks keep together, they're never going to win another title. Not with that group, at least. Because New York's never been the hunted before. And we done seen Cat fold under pressure. Teams are going to be hunting New York next year. And then, not to mention, the Eastern Conference is going to be much better as a whole, and everybody's going to be healthy next year. Not to mention the rise of the Washington Wizards. Not to mention Indiana coming back. Detroit's going to only get better. I don't think that Knicks team repeats. Sorry. I know. Philly stuck with those bad contracts. I feel bad for them. And then Philly just literally was comfortable with just beating Boston. They got fat. They got fat. Yeah, I know, man. Beat their ass 3-0. Didn't even get a chance to play them. We would have smoked New York in 6 games. Even with our lackluster scoring, we would have slowed down New York. Hey, that's a good pickup too. Isaiah Evans. That would be a great pickup for San Antonio. He is a guy that reminds me of Devin Vassell. That could be Devin Vassell again. Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, Isaiah Evans would be another great pickup, and he'll be available too. Orlando Magic need a better point guard than Suggs. They need to get rid of Jalen Suggs because he can't shoot. I think they need a point guard that could shoot in Orlando. I think are you talking about Orlando needs a new center or Detroit? Oh, I mean, I like Wendell Carter Jr. as their center. I like Gogo Batadze as their backup. I like Mo Wagner too. They got the front court tight. I think they just need better shooting from the guards because Orlando can't shoot. They're not very consistent. Yeah, he is a power forward. And San Antonio definitely needs a better center to start alongside Wembenyama. I wouldn't start Cornette though. I would sign another center. Can you imagine if they signed oh hell no. They're not gonna get Anthony Davis. Rudy Gobert needs to go to the Jazz. I mean, wow, that'd be a hell of a welcome back. That'd be interesting. If they flip Kessler for Gobert again, that'd be dope. That could work. I'd love to see that. Do I think Walker Kessler is leaving Utah? He wants to. Yeah, Gobert and Wemby would be unstoppable in the front court. That'd be crazy. But we can only fantasize. We got to live in reality, though. Kessler wants to leave Utah, but he ain't got no choice but to come back until his contract expires. Yeah, they got the assets to go get Gobert. Definitely got the assets like a Vassell, like a Carter Bryant, like a Luke Cornett, like a Keldon Johnson. They got the guys to go get Gobert, but I wouldn't break up that team. Yep, sure did. Got dumped like a piece of trash. Randall, terrible. They're not going to start Harper. But Harper should be in the game during crunch time, and Fox should be on the bench during crunch time. But I think De'Aaron Fox wasn't 100%, though. They put too much on Fox when the Spurs as a unit couldn't close out games, because there was a scenario where the Spurs should have actually won in 5 games and not New York. That's why I just don't feel like New York is that team to me. I don't think that they're scary. I'm not afraid of New York. New York, it was just their time to win the championship. That's just my overview on the Knicks. It was just their time. That group is never going to win another title. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Robinson. Hey, man. I don't know. I think they're going to keep Shamit, but definitely they might lose Robinson. True. Facts. Yep, that's true. I think if they benched Fox through all the fourth quarters, y'all would have won the series. And then I think that was on Mitch Johnson too. You have to put some blame on him for not benching Fox. Your man is not the hot hand. He gotta go. He gotta sit his ass down. You gotta make that decision to where it's just like, all right, bro, my man ain't got it tonight. We gonna sit him down. Lakers don't need Lou Dort trade to help Luka Doncic contend. I mean, Lou Dort's inconsistent with his jump shot. OKC could dump him. The OKC Thunder are only dumping Lou Dort because of the fact that, that's $17.7 million. And then, as crazy as it sounds and as fucked up as it sounds, what's so funny, bro? Like, they really don't need Dort. They're paying AJ Mitchell. They got rid of Wiggins, and then they have a chance of possibly drafting Yaxel Landenberg, Ade Mara, or Morez Johnson, or any one of those players that's available from Michigan in the middle of that draft. OKC is probably going to draft Landenberg. And that's going to be scary hours for the league. If they let Yaxel fall to the Thunder, motherfuckers is in trouble. And then they got 2 mid-first round picks. Oh, yeah, Sorber's coming back from that ACL. See? This is why I call OKC the nigga factory, man. That all they do is produce great players. That's what they do. That's what the fuck they do. They produce the talent. Then, not to mention, Nikola Topic hasn't even got his shit off yet. Look at how Jalen Williams developed. The other Jalen Williams, not the starter Jalen Williams, but Jalen Williams with the dreads. Look at how he developed. Lakers are reportedly targeting Heat center Kel'el Ware. Wee. Wee, they get him. Lakers could actually win a round of the playoffs for back-to-back years for the first time in years. But the Lakers got to let LeBron walk. Dude, oh, yeah, Sam Presti is the GOAT for sure. Like, Sam Presti, it's going to break like midnight. I'm going to try to thug it out until midnight with y'all. I'm going to try. I'm trying to charge up my phone right now. I'm going to try to thug it until midnight, 1 o'clock at the latest. I haven't even eaten any food because if I would have ate food, I would have caught the itis and I would have had to shut down the live. I'd have been falling asleep on live. Nets should probably get a Daymara now, right? Good question. That's a very good question. He'll be available too. Because I had Brooklyn Nets getting, I think it was Michael Brown Jr. They need a guard too. I think Golden State should get a Daymara, but the Nets could replace Nick Claxton with a Daymara though. That would be a good idea. I wouldn't have a problem with the Nets getting him. But I had him going to the Golden State Warriors. Michael Cooper says LeBron is better than 80% of the league. Michael Cooper is smoking crack rock. Hey, Claxton's an excellent pickup. And Chicago next year is going to be ultra dynamic. It's gonna be some jumping motherfuckers. I swear to God, they're gonna be some jumping asses, boy. Buzelis, possibly get Caleb Wilson, maybe. Lob City. Lob motherfucking City. Do I know the full trade package for who? For Giannis? Because if you're talking about the Celtics one, as it currently stands right now, the Celtics are offering Jaylen Brown, Hugo Gonzalez. Well, the Bucks want Jaylen Brown, Hugo Gonzalez, and multiple first-round picks. Oh, for the Randle trade? Okay, so Julius Randle and the number 28 pick was traded to the Brooklyn Nets. Minnesota acquired the 30th pick, 33rd pick in the draft. My bad, y'all. And the Bulls just got Nick Claxton. So Minnesota just dumped $33 million in salary. Yeah, man. Michael Cooper's on crack. LeBron's not better than 80% of the league. They need to stop. He's good for a 43-year-old. But they need to stop this shit. The glaze is Krispy Kreme level of LeBron, man. They need to stop this, man. It's Krispy Kreme level Dunkin' Donuts ass shit. Stop. Please. The Magic can be really good if they upgrade at point guard. If they trade Jalen Suggs. They got to trade Suggs. Dare I say, start Anthony Black at point. Trade Jalen Suggs for some shooters because that's what they need. They need shooting. They got the front court on lock. They got a good front court. Embarrassing that they took us to 7. It wasn't embarrassing, honestly. Orlando and Detroit were evenly matched. Orlando just lollygagged at the end of the Orlando just lollygagged at the end of the season and fucked up and had to drag their ass out of the goddamn play-in. But Orlando should have been a top 6 seed last year. That's very true. That's very true. But what happened happened. And we got the hell up out of there. We wasn't gonna be on the bad side of history. Then Orlando blew a 3-1 lead again to Detroit. Shit, probably how long ago was that? That was like 23 years. 23 years later. I honestly think LeBron James should retire. No, Beasley has not been cleared. Trajan Langdon has come out and said that he has not talked to Malik Beasley. I miss Malik Beasley. You know, he made 500 threes for Detroit. I'm sick about losing Bees. I want Bees back, bro. I don't know what the fuck is the holdup. Who do I think Detroit should go for? All shooters. All shooters. Anybody that can shoot, sign them. Anthony Simons, Kobe White, Trey Murphy, Norman Powell, Tyler Hero too. Yeah, LeBron's ego is out of control. Dude made $53 million. Honestly, Duncan Robinson was pretty good until the Cavs series. Once the Cavaliers made it tough for him to run off. Once they got physical with Duncan Robinson, it was over for him. Duncan Robinson was pretty good. I'm not going to front. But they need to upgrade. Yeah, but dude's never going to get $52 million ever again. You better take this $25 million or retire. We're tired of LeBron James. Just like they say we're done with the 90s, we're done with LeBron James. We're done with dude. His time is up. It's time to go. It's time to go. Oh, yeah, man. I'm going to celebrate when he retires. It's a new day. It's a new game. No, Kevin Huerter would have not made a difference. The only difference that Kevin Huerter made was thank you for the 17, 18 million that you made. Thank you for the cap space, buddy. Thank you for the cap space. Appreciate it. My dog. My nigga. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate you. The Bucks are going. I mean, like I keep telling y'all, the Celtics are the front runners right now. Miami is still second place. Miami hasn't come up with a deal that entices the Bucks. And then on top of that, the other teams, I don't know what's happening with them. All I know is they're leaning towards Boston. And Chris Haynes said this shit gonna be over tonight. What part of the night? I'm gonna try to stay on with y'all another 2 hours. Detroit should go get Dosumu. Maybe. I like him. I like his defense. The jump shot is but I like Dosumu because he fits the grind. You know what I mean? He fits that grimy shit. You know what I mean? He's a baller. I like Dosumu for Detroit. That'd be dope. Nah. We are not getting that obese sex addict in Detroit. Detroit is a place that Zion should stay away from. No. Zion And then Detroit, I mean, but then again, Detroit don't have good food. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't gonna cap. Detroit ain't got good food like New Orleans do. New Orleans got top of the line cuisine. Zion might not eat as much in Detroit. But we got all these goddamn bakery shops over in this motherfucker. I don't know. Cakes and pies, cakes and pies. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I forgot about that. Ah, fuck, I forgot about the Coney culture. Never mind, yo. But that shit ain't good, though. But I get what you're saying, though. Zion gonna fuck around and be on 6 Mile at the Coney all the motherfucking time. 6, 7 mile, 8 miles of shit. I forgot about the Coney. Damn it. I forgot about Coney, man. But I'm just saying, like, we ain't got top level cuisine like New Orleans. New Orleans got gumbo, crawfish. They season they shit. Oh man, not Captain J's. Nah, man. Zion need to remain where he is in New Orleans. Hell no. LeBron don't deserve shit but to retire. LeBron can't hang. He needs to get out the game. Get out the game. I'm just saying, I'm tired of this nigga, man. Dude just he needs to just chill, man. You a first ballot Hall of Famer, you accomplished, you done broke every record. What else is there to do? You're not gonna win another championship. It's just too many good teams. It's gonna be a lot of good teams next year. You know, I be seeing Charles Barkley talk about you know, there's only like 4 good teams and the rest of the teams are just filler. I don't believe that. Next year, how do I feel about Duran? I want to trade him for Trey Murphy tonight, if you could. Please sign and trade with Trader Joe. Get him the fuck out of here. Goodbye. Detroit is going to give Paul Reed a bigger role next year because how the third string center outplay you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Jalen Duran went from Dwight Howard to fucking Angel Reese. Yes, Trader Joe, you can have Duran. Hook us up. That's right. That's the least you could do after drafting Darko Milicic ass motherfucker. That's the least you could do. You owe us. Give us Trey Murphy for the low. I'll take Trey Murphy for Jalen Duran any day. I don't give a fuck about his age. I don't care if he does develop into a great player. I don't care. I really do not care, y'all. No, he wouldn't have. No, he wouldn't have. Nope. That's what the Pistons needed was like a number 1 option. Melo, that's a lie. Ben Wallace said that, but I don't believe so. Sheed said it too. That's true. But Ben Wallace said it also. But you could have had Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Hell, you could have had Kyle Korver. You could have had David West in that draft, yo. Come on, man. We can load up that 03 draft, bro. It was some dogs in that motherfucker, and we chose Darko. I will never forget that. And Darko ain't turned out to be nothing but a wasted pick. Some shit from 1997 got us the number 2 pick, and we drafted Darko. I would have drafted Carmelo in a heartbeat. Wouldn't have been no motherfucking chemistry shit. Run that motherfucker Melo. Melo wouldn't even have to dribble. Yep. And got a finals MVP too. Legend. Hall of Famer. Joe D, man. Hook us up. That's what I'm saying. He can hook us up, man. Give us Murphy for Duran. That's what I want. I hope that happens ASAP. We re-sign Thompson, get rid of Duran. Damn, ever since that Randall trade, man, shit done got quiet now. Well, I mean, without Kyrie, they don't win that series. We've seen this movie before. But I don't know, man. They're gonna give it to LeBron, bro. No matter what. It doesn't matter, man. Oh no, man. This is what I gotta do, man. This is what I do. I want y'all input. I want y'all input on this conversation. And plus, I'm just taking my time, man. I'm just taking my time, you know. And I'm glad that everybody in here is on subject and on topic and not on no weird shit. Like, I appreciate all y'all that checked in and liked the live and sat in here and had this conversation with me. Without me, there is no you. Without y'all, it's no conversation. It's just me just staring at a screen. Something else didn't happen. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So the Bulls have added Mo Gay to the Minnesota trade. So Mo Gay's going to Minnesota to match the salaries, I guess, to complete the 3-team deal. Okay, whatever. I mean, Mo Gay can play, but I guess. You know, that's the NBA 2K shit, man. You about 50,000 short. I agree. I agree with you. I mean, but I don't know, bro. Minnesota probably is the biggest winners. I ain't gonna lie, because they shed $33 million off. I don't want Kyrie in Detroit. I'm sorry. Kyrie's past his prime. He coming off an injury. I love Kyrie, but not alongside Cade Cunningham. I think he needs to stay in Dallas. We need shooters around Cade Cunningham, not a bunch of salary guzzling motherfuckers like Kyrie. No disrespect, but his salary just fucks up the whole thing. Like, he makes too much money. That's why I didn't want marketing in Detroit, because he makes too much money. Kyrie makes too much money, y'all. I don't want him in Detroit. He's better. He wants to stay in Dallas to mentor Cooper Flag. And then we'd probably have to give up too much. Yes, I want Norman Powell in Detroit. Absolutely. He's an NBA champion and an all-star. Absolutely. I definitely want Norman Powell. I've wanted Norman Powell in Detroit for the last 4 or 5 years. I like Norman Powell. Well, who cares about the 2016 reunion? Even though they are probably one of the 30 greatest teams ever, which they won't get the credit for because, you know, it's LeBron. LeBron carried everything. LeBron. Nah, nah. Kyrie don't fuck with nobody except Kobe. That was the only nigga. Yeah, I think so. I think so, especially when Draymond got suspended. You know, Steph Curry fouled out for the first time in his career. There was some it was some dirty shit going on. I think it was some dirty shit going on in the finals. Oh, okay. So Jake Fisher has come on and corrected. This is Muhammadu Gay, not the Hawks. There's two. There's too many. There's two more gays in the damn. Well, unfortunately, history happened how it happened, and the Warriors choked as well because Draymond in Game Seven still had almost a 35-point triple double. He made up for fucking up in Game Five, even though LeBron instigated that whole incident, and then he snitched and went up to the league offices and wanted Draymond suspended. He snitched, but unfortunately, do y'all notice? Y'all notice something about LeBron? All that nigga rings got some bullshit attached to it. Think about it. The first ring was what? The lockout season, right? The first championship was a lockout season. They only played 66 games. And then that whole series against the OKC Thunder, they was cheating. They was cheating. They wasn't giving OKC no calls in that series. I remember that series. I watched that series. Okay. And then the next year, when they played San Antonio, Ray Allen made that shot. But I give LeBron props for having a good game seven in the year after that. Then 2016. What happened in 2016? What we were just talking about. The Draymond suspension, the 3-1 comeback with some bailout shit. And then 2020 was what? COVID. LeBron James does not have a clean championship. There are other championships that weren't clean either, like the 2002 Lakers and the 99 Spurs, that we can criticize as well if we are not holding every team accountable for bullshit. I provided two other examples. But all of LeBron James championships are not clean. It's always some bullshit attached to it. Always. I don't. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the 2020 ring. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then they took a 4-month break too. No audience, no home court, just basketball camp at the end of the day. Yeah, it was definitely the Bucks year in 2020, but unfortunately, Miami upset them. Then Miami didn't even have Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo the whole series in the finals. Yeah, Dragic and Adebayo were hurt in that series. They barely played. And you remember Jimmy Butler was so fucking tired from carrying that goddamn team. And they took them 6 games. The Lakers should have swept the Miami Heat that year. Yeah, all four of them are funky. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, y'all. You gotta remember in 20, you gotta remember in 2013, you remember Kawhi Leonard choked. You gotta remember that. He missed two free throws that could have sealed the game for San Antonio. You have to factor that in too. We gotta be fair. Yeah, Lakers should have swept that Heat team in 2020. Giddy for Claxton? No. Giddy is gonna be around. Oh yeah, Wemby was choking like a motherfucker, man. That nigga fucked up. Yeah, Tim Duncan and them lost as a one seed. Nobody talks about Tim Duncan's chokes, but the difference between Tim Duncan and everybody else, I mean, he's 5-1 in the finals, bro. Everybody failed. Everyone failed at some point in their career. Everybody failed. But that's crazy that Tim Duncan never missed the playoffs as a player, though. That shit is wild. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I remember that game too, y'all. I remember that. That was a classic, man. Yeah, I was upset. I was upset about that. 23-year-old me was upset. Yeah, it seems like things have slowed down since that Randall trade. That Randall trade really just shut everything down. That's crazy as hell, bro. That is crazy. Do I think that Darren Peterson is staying at number two? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't know who's going to be one, two, or three. I know Caleb Wilson's going at four. That's the only thing that I know, y'all. Who's making it to the finals next year? Whoever the healthiest two teams, whoever the healthiest two teams are, that's who makes the finals every year. And whoever the healthiest team is wins. Yeah, we just gotta sit and thug this shit out, man. I'm gonna try to go until one. If nothing is done by one, I'm gone. Had to drink some green tea. I had to skip dinner. Had to make some sacrifices here. Because if I would have had dinner right, I'd be on this motherfucker dozing off. I can't believe it's 11:21 and not even a word on what's going on. And I follow all the main NBA reporters. Man, I miss Woj. Do y'all miss Woj? I mean, I fucks with Shams and respect Shams, but I miss Adrian Wojnarowski. That motherfucker was on point, but it got to the point where that nigga was too tapped in, and he was just like, "I need to get a job. My kids are growing up and shit. Like, I gotta take a job at my old school. I gotta have little hours and shit." I only seen Woj fail one time, right? He predicted the Jimmy Butler trade a year too early. And he still got it right though. So that doesn't really count. He was teasing Giannis for 5 months straight. Yeah? Give me 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, man. But this is going to be very interesting. What do I think the Warriors should do? Break it up. Break it up. It's over. The Warriors' time is up. I mean, for me, if I was the Warriors GM, I would pray. I would pray that Jimmy Butler comes back. I would draft the Demara if he's up there. If not, I don't know. If I can't get a Demara, I wouldn't know what to do or who to draft. Probably the best available. And then I would re-sign Porzingis. Yeah, they're going to be nothing more than playing outs and first round outs the rest of their time and the rest of their existence. Losing Moses Moody was the nail in the coffin for them. They needed Moses Moody. Like losing Moses Moody to possibly 2028 is fucked up. And I seen his knee. Woo! Get well soon, Moses Moody. God damn. That's sad. That was sad. That Moody injury was the nail in the coffin for them. Because if they would have had him, they would have had a little bit of hope. Guy Santos, he was having a breakout year. Santos might break through next year. What do you think is a better trade for the Bucks' future? Jalen Brown or Hero or Khalil Ware or Jamie Hackett? Well, Jalen Brown. Hero's not going to play for the Bucks. He won't play one game for the Bucks. He'll be rerouted to another team, likely Detroit. I love Khalil Ware. I love his potential. He could be a poor man's Wemby. Jaquez got game. If you give Jaquez the green light, he could be a triple double kind of guy in Milwaukee. I love Jaquez. But it's Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown wants his own team. He wants his own squad. They're not, I'm telling you, Hero is not going to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's not. He's going to get traded to another team. No, Hero would go to Detroit. And Detroit would throw in Isaiah Stewart they would probably float Isaiah Stewart to Miami and maybe another player. Maybe Karis LeVert. Yo, man, y'all might be right. They doing this on purpose. They waiting to announce that shit at 12 a.m. Y'all might be right. White is going to be traded. Derek White will be traded. They're trying to get White over to Minnesota. They want Naz Reid. But now that they've gotten rid of Randall, I don't know if Naz Reid even moves. But then again, anything is possible. I wasn't expecting Randall to get traded to the Nets, but I definitely expected Randall to be traded at some point, but not to the Nets though. That's wild. I would have loved to seen him on the Bulls. Yeah, but MPJ makes too much money. MPJ got too much paper. It's a little bit too much money for my liking. I would rather have four guys that make a total up to like 60, 70 million than one person on a team that makes 35 million and then only having to go get like two guys. Hey, the asking price for Ja is very, very low. And I'm sure that if Miami misses out on Giannis Antetokounmpo, he will be an option. Yes, Ja Morant can get moved for the low. I think that the New Orleans Pelicans are going to land Ja Morant, in my opinion. And Miami's going to push for him if they lose out on Giannis because they can't seem to. I don't know, man. Pat Riley and Heat culture just don't have the same chokehold. Hero and Morant swap. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see about that one, y'all. Are the Minnesota Timberwolves trading for Ja Morant? Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's a need. And the funny part about that is they could get Ja for the low right now. Again, the Randall trade worked out for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They went to back-to-back conference finals. It worked out for New York and Minnesota. Randall was only bad this year. The last 2 years, Randall was solid. But, however, Randall is right where he belongs. Hell no. Fuck KD. Detroit don't fuck with Kevin Durant. We don't fuck with Cuz over here. We don't fuck with KD. Fuck that nigga. We don't fuck with Doggy Bone over here. He's made too many bad comments about our city. Shit, I don't even think his mama would take him at this point. If his mother was the GM of a team, she wouldn't sign that motherfucker. Except Golden State. That's where he fit though. And Gold, I mean, I don't think they want him back, and I don't think KD wants to go there. No, I wouldn't trade Brandon Miller for Kevin Durant. No. Yeah, man. Again, this is the pompous dickhead that he is. Kevin Durant's a dickhead. For him to be so gifted and so talented, he's not very smart. He's as smart as the kids on Coach Carter. All Kevin Durant does is hoop. That's it. And then he couldn't even be there for his team when they needed him this last season. Despite dude being a two-time champ, a two-time Finals MVP, I completely understand. He's going to be first ballot. He's going to be this and that. But as far as holding weight against comparing him to others' resumes and how they went and got their championships, it just pales in comparison. His accomplishments don't hold the same weight as other great players' accomplishments. When did that happen? Because the last time that I remember, Joe Dumars was looking at John Morant. So maybe it is. Maybe Pat does go after Ja because it don't look like they winning. Mm, damn. Welp, that was a quick switch up. Damn. Yeah, that was before the burner account got leaked. It's good for the Wizards. A team like Sacramento and a team like Washington, that extension would be good to extend Trey Young because we're desperate. We're shit in the whole franchise. We ain't won the Wizards ain't won a championship since 1978. You got the number one pick. You got Anthony Davis. You got possibly Alex Sars coming back from that injury that he had. He got surgery. He'll be ready for the season. Now all the Wizards got to do is go get a bench. Right. That's what I'm saying. Not nah. For Washington, it's fine. It's okay. If this was a contender, if this was the Atlanta Hawks giving him that money, I'd be like, y'all on crack. But this is the Wizards here. This is a franchise that's desperate for anything at this point. It's different. I'm telling you, it's different. If it's the Wizards, man. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in these motherfuckers. 31 in the first quarter. They'll take any fucking thing at this point. They would take LeBron. Trey Young knows somebody in the Washington front office. The guy that runs the front office in Washington drafted him. Ooh, don't let Chicago get Ja, even though Chicago is a city that Ja Morant should not go to, especially during the summertime. If you know, you know. Ja Morant shouldn't go near Chicago. That nigga would be at all the team takeovers and shit. That would not be a good city for him to be in. Minnesota is the best place for him. Man, he be running around like the 2000s Indiana Pacers and shit. You heard that story. The Indiana Pacers was in a goddamn action flick. Nah, I mean, John Chicago would be dope as hell. But I don't know, man. That motherfucker be out with Herbo and shit. Yeah, you better be lucky King Von still ain't alive. John King Von will be hanging out and shit. Yeah, and KD is from Washington. You know what? Yes, I agree with that. That's the one. I like that because AD hasn't even suited up, so they ain't got no chemistry. Yeah, that's a good choice. I gotta steal your idea. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but I gotta take your idea. I'll give you credit for it. I'll give you the credit. I got this idea from somebody else. That's the trade right there. KD for AD. Yeah, 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 man. Can you imagine if y'all never traded Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks for KD? Y'all would be good. Y'all had the Suns had Dylan Brooks playing at an all-star level last year. Meanwhile, KD fucked everything up. Nah, not really. Yeah, but that's what Chris Paul does every year. Get hurt. Get hurt or disappear. One of the two. Yeah, yeah. Imagine your team trading Chauncey Billups for Allen Iverson. Imagine your team in the twilight. You traded the wrong guy. First off, you should have traded Richard Hamilton for Iverson instead of Chauncey Billups. We never should have broke up that fucking team. I mean, I love Allen Iverson. You know, yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck with Iverson. Imagine your team drafting Darko over Melo, D Wade, Chris Bosh. We could have had any of those guys. We could have ran it up. We could have three-peated with Melo. We still could have kept Tayshaun Prince too. He would have been our defensive specialist. Carmelo would have learned defense. Carmelo should have a rookie of the year, by the way, but we're not going to go there. Yes, he was. And it hurt. I remember when we got Iverson, man. I was like, yeah, yeah, Iverson, nigga, yeah, yeah. And then when I watched him, I was just like, damn. Absolutely. But yo, I got some shit. Like when LeBron retires, I'm gonna make a 24, 25, however how many years that he plays, I'm making that amount of a part documentary. That first episode is going to be about how Carmelo got robbed of Rookie of the Year. We're gonna make an episode based on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another domino to drop. Y'all called it, man. Hey, I fucks with y'all, man. I gotta start going live more. I promise I will go live more. Yeah, yeah. That's the media. That's the media and coaches that had the Carmelo hate. We love Melo because he was a hooper. These are either LeBron fans or the media that tried to keep Carmelo. Yep, that's what I was about to call. Yep. So Io Dosumu decides to sign a 5-year, $112 million contract to return to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that's why they cleared off. They basically let go of Randall to re-sign Dosumu. So Io got that bread. So now he's a starter now. He's definitely going to start in place of Dante DiVincenzo next year. So is Ant going to play the 2 or the 3? So, or they start Terrence Shannon Jr. They give Terrence Shannon Jr. a chance. I think that's what they're going for here. It's going to be Dosumu and Terrence Shannon and Anthony Edwards, and then Nas Reed and Rudy Gobert. But yeah, that's if they don't trade him for Derek White. They still want Derek White. They want they low key want Dosumu and Derek White as the starting backcourt. That's what they really want, and they might get him. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Like they are looking at Derek White. Damn, I got so many fucking videos to put out. I'm staying live with y'all and about to like record more material and put out videos tonight. Well, I'll put out the videos tomorrow morning, more than likely, obviously. There are nah, I don't think he can play the no, he's gonna play the 2 guard. Ant-Man is gonna be a small forward. White is probably gonna play point. Dosumu's gonna play the 2 guard. Then Ant-Man's gonna be the 3. Ant-Man can guard. So that whole team can guard 1 through 5 low key. All they need is a 6 man. And then Minnesota would be retooled. There are a lot of free agents out there. They will. They're getting the help now. Oh yeah, Jaden. I forgot about Jaden McDaniels. Goddamn. My bad. Nas could probably still be the sixth man. You right. I forgot about Jaden McDaniels. My bad. You right. Yeah, man. Still. Yeah, well, I think he's a free agent. I think Highland's a free agent. Wow, they said that if Minnesota hadn't traded for Ayo Dosumu, he would have never got 112 million. That's crazy. Long as the Thunder don't win, I'm happy. Yeah, I know. So I can get the fuck up off of here. So I can. Yeah, we need this Giannis trade. We need this Giannis motherfucking trade done. You're right. So I can get the fuck up out of here, man. I got material to record. I got a whole podcast episode. Yeah, I got a podcast on Spotify. King No Uncensored on there too. By the way, it's a fit. We finally got it. Giannis to the Heat, y'all. Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. All right, so check this out. So this is official like a ref with a whistle. The Miami Heat came through in the 25th hour and stole Giannis Antetokounmpo Negro. Yeah. Okay. So the Milwaukee Bucks are trading Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Kasparis Jackashonis, 3 first-round picks, including number 13. So they agreed. Hey, that was the deal that they was talking about. This is the exact deal that was on the table 3-4 days ago. Wow. Wow. What? 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 Y'all said 12 o'clock. Y'all got 12 o'clock. Shout out to all y'all. Y'all predicted this shit. They really made us wait until 12 o'clock. But that was the deal that was discussed. Yes, you did. Salute Hoops and Huddles, man. Yes, sir. Y'all called it. All y'all did. It wasn't just you. It was a lot of people in the chat that was saying that. Wow. That's crazy. And I knew, and the fucked up part about this shit, y'all know what's fucked up about this? This was the deal the entire time. I knew about this shit earlier in the week. This was the offer the whole entire time. It was literally between. So Brown and Tatum, I mean, what do y'all think is going to happen to Jaylen Brown? Before I get out of here, right? So now, Giannis, Jaylen Brown might get, hey, Jaylen Brown might go to Atlanta now. Now Jaylen Brown's going to be the name that everybody is going to be, hey, man, this is like the Shams bomb now. This would have been a Woj bomb. But Miami Heat, they got Giannis. Congratulations, Miami. Now, okay, so let's look at the roster as it is right now. Man, hell no. They're not trading JB for that old turd. Wow. 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 What? Yeah, guys. Okay, so the Giannis trade can't be finalized until July 6th. Okay, who gives a fuck? Long as it got done, it's time for me to get the fuck out of here, man. I will go back live at probably during the draft. I'll go back live during the draft. I'll go fuck with y'all tomorrow during the draft tomorrow. I'll go live on TikTok and live on YouTube, just like I do every year for the draft. But at least people will be watching this time. All right, this King No Uncensored. Giannis to the Miami Heat. The Heat win the 25th hour, and I'm out.